Would Israel accept the fact that have a Middle East without nuclear-free zone? And my second question would be, I heard a lot about the challenges that faced Israel, and the opportunity was basically economic. I didn't hear any opportunities for peace. I would like you to dwell on that and see what risk Israel has taken so far to have peace in the Middle East by continuing closure in Palestine, by continuing building settlements and doing all these things. I mean, what kind of peace is that? And if you can comment quickly regarding the peace initiative that was done, accepting Israel as part of the Middle East and having normal relation with it from the Arab world.
Sorry, I didn't understand the last part of your question.
The peace initiative that was introduced in Beirut regarding having a full relation with Israel, open borders, and giving back the 67, a normalized relation.
Yeah. Well, what you have described is not peace, really. It's a product of a present situation of enmity and of Israel being subject to different attack. Not only Israel, but actually it's also the Palestinian Authority being the victim of radicalism, homegrown and helped by countries outside the area, and that's what produced the Hamas coup d'état in Gaza, that brought as a consequence an international boycott on the Gaza Strip, and other measures. Now, we hope that as we engage in peace negotiations, and if we are going to be able to reach peace agreements, many of those characteristics or those measures that are a product of a situation of conflict, will be able to dismantle them. As today, you see that roadblocks that were built during the times of the Intifada are disappearing, that the communications between different parts of the West Bank are today so much easier to go from north to south, east to west. And as we progress in that, those things will get over. And some of the most contentious issues that you mentioned are also going to be on the table, and hopefully we'll find a way of finding a solution that will be suitable for everybody. But in order to achieve that, both sides, admittedly, will have to take difficult decisions. But most of all, both sides have to be ready to reach a situation in which there will be peace between a Jewish state and a Palestinian state. And regretfully, today we see a big number of Palestinians who do not admit even that premise. Hamas, for once, doesn't see a place for Israel in the future in the Middle East. They are willing to let the Palestinian Authority some leeway in contacting us because they understand the sensitivity. I mean, their grassroots may not all be so understanding of their position, but apart from that kind of tactical flexibility, they are not interested in a future where Israel will be part of the map. That would be a major obstacle that we all have to overcome if we want to reach our mutual objective of having a meaningful peace.
Much has been written and said about the relationship between the Obama administration and Israel vis-a-vis his predecessors. Would you comment as to whether or not you feel the relationship is as strong as it has ever been? And the second part of that question is, do you think the coverage of Israel-Palestine issues has been fairly or unfairly balanced?
Yes. Well, let me say very clearly that we think that the relations with the Obama administration are as strong and deep as they were with other administrations in the past. That doesn't mean that, maybe especially with our own families, and I think the relations between Israel and the U.S. are of this category. You know, people you love a lot, you are more willing to, be open and frank also about the things that we think differently. We are very satisfied with the dialogue we have with this administration and the cooperation with issues that are important to Israel and that not always get covered in the press, on the strategic level, intelligence, the maintenance of Israel's military qualitative edge, which are very important to us. And that goes beyond differences of opinion on different aspects of the political process that have spilled over in the press. And I think at this point we are again contained in the normal channels of relations between our two governments.
Mr. Kutner, on several occasions today you've talked about the dangers that Iran poses to the entire region, particularly Israel, with its nuclear weapons and also its rockets. You didn't mention the fact that the Prime Minister or President of Iran has a number of times called for the destruction of Israel. These pose very serious threats to Israel, and without disclosing any kind of military plans of any kind, when the same type of situation occurred maybe 20 years ago involving Iraq, Israel took a preemptive step and actually bombed the nuclear facility in Iraq. Could you visualize the same kind of situation happening now regarding Iran?
I mentioned before that Israel keeps all its options on the table, and I think it's not only an Israeli position. I think the international community has also, different leaders have expressed that opinion too. Further than that, I don't think it would be useful to expand on the details, and I think we should concentrate our efforts now in making sure that whatever leverage, whatever pressure the international community can exert on Iran, let it be effective and bring indeed a change of their policy so that we won't have to face that kind of question or dilemmas down the road.